pregnant and I'm still not into.
55 million records sold.
Do you wish you were a Spice Girl?
Stop it.
9 UK #1 singles.
I believe I'm going first.
3 back-to-back Christmas #1 singles, and the biggest selling single ever by an all-female group. And they're back. But before we behold their vision of the future, let's take a look at their scintillating past.
I think when I was a child, I saw music as an escape.
I don't think I had a concept in my head of me wanting to be on TV and famous and all that kind of stuff. That was never like a thing at the forefront of my mind at all.
I was a very realistic child. I either wanted to be an Olympic gymnast, a prima ballerina, or a pop star.
I never dreamt, really, that I could be a pop singer or in a band because I'd never seen anyone from my school do that.
Too much of something is bad enough.
I wanted to perform, I wanted to be a singer or a dancer or an actress.
Stop right now, thank you very much. I need somebody with a human touch.
I went to Performing Arts College and I moved away from home at 16. When I think about that now, it freaks me out, it's so young. I went away to a college in Kent, Sidcup in Kent, Doreenberg College, and I studied there for 3 years.
30 people out of each year of my school that to do dance and drama and art and stuff like that. It wasn't a full performing arts school, but it was a school that for some reason had that programme.
I went to Lane Theatre Arts. I was nowhere near one of the best ever. But I worked harder and I would be in college before anybody else and I would be the last to leave because I just used what I had and pushed it as far as I could, and I have a lot of determination.
I went to stage school at 11. My mum and dad worked very hard for me to be able to go there because it was quite expensive.
And I would have loved to have gone to dance school, actually. I asked my mother, but we couldn't afford it at the time.
It was actually one day when I was auditioning to sing on a cruise ship. That flyer for an audition for a girl band.
Oh, my mum saw the ad for a girl group that she thought, oh, that would be interesting.
Tons and tons and tons of girls auditioned for it and everybody was there singing pop songs and I sang Mine Hair from Cabaret. Because all I'd ever really done was musical theatre. That was my training, that was my background.
I had some of the greatest love of all, thinking I was Whitney Houston.
I sang I'm So Excited, Pointer Sisters. I think I sang that because it was one of the only songs I had sheet music for.
I saw this advert, but I went to Spain to see my grandmother, so I missed the audition.
None of us were probably the best at the audition. We were all just good in our own little way. We all had something different to offer.
And a couple of months later, I rang them up, going, are you still looking for girls? And he goes, yeah, come down. We're down to the last 12. And so I was like, OK, cool. Now, looking back, I was thinking, I wonder if I would have got in that last 12 from all those hundreds.
I wasn't at the original auditions. I came a little bit later.
Originally, there was another girl in the group called Michelle Stevenson. Michelle just didn't really fit in like the rest of us did.
They needed me to make it work.
Makes me want to be free in a world where we fly, fly, fly.
The people who put the ad in the paper were Chris and Bob Herbert.
They were the ones that wanted this girl group. And we were put in this house, I think it might have been Maidenhead, and we were doing singing and we were dancing and we were just bonding.
Although initially it was a manufactured thing, it actually turned itself round, and I think we truly became a band and actually really loved each other for real.
It was like, oh my God, finally I found my people that I can sit and relate to. Even though we're from all different walks of life, we have the same thing in common.
I can't imagine life without us now.
I know, yeah.
It's like, this is it, do you know what I mean? I've like adapted you like my new family.
We did become very close very quickly. Very close. Very quickly.
Melanie and Geri, Melanie Brown is a really bossy one, and so is Geri. They were both the really, really loud ones. They were incredibly vocal. When they got on, it was great, but when they didn't, you know, it was a power struggle.
You really spot the harmony line then. Really.
But I think Emma had quite a sort of feisty little side to her, which was great, and I think she could slot right in the middle of the two of them quite comfortably.
You need to concentrate, because you can get your time when you concentrate.
I wanted to be like that, but it just wasn't me. Same as it wasn't Mel C. We were normally the bookends, me and Melanie.
I had this feeling that it was going to really work and it was going to be massive, and I realised that positivity was contagious. So I was always like, yeah. And then we all started to believe it. The other girls did too, and you know, and we just kept that kind of spirit.
I'm so ambitious, and I just want to get there. Really, that's the whole point of it. I just want my ego fed.
There's so much more work to do, yeah. And you actually put yourselves up on a pedestal sometimes.
We don't.
I think you do.
Nobody was like saying you're good. We knew that we were good, and we knew what we were, because we'd look at, you know, you'd look to your side and you'd be like, oh God, she's great, and she's great. We look great. But nobody was telling us that.
Because the other girls come from stage school, they kept on asking for a contract, right? They're going, when's the contract coming? When's the contract? And I remember driving along thinking, actually, maybe it's good that we haven't got a contract.
We had such a vision and we wanted to write our own songs. We didn't want to be told what to do, what to wear, what to sing. We didn't want to be told anything.
We were in the house for the 9 months and we'd been writing and learning the same dance routines. We were like, come on, we want to get out there. We want to get some great writers on board, you know, to help us, and producers. And we really pushed for a showcase. We were like, we're ready.
That was when people in the industry first got to see us, and then that's when the buzz started. And to be honest with you, we wanted a contract, we wanted to sign something. Thank God we didn't, because we wouldn't have been able to get away scot-free.
And I remember packing all our stuff up in these bin lines. We put it in my car and just doing a bunk. We did this showcase, and just through, you know, networking, connection, we ended up meeting Simon Fuller.
He'd negotiated record deals before, he had relationships within the business, and, you know, he was probably the best man for the job.
It took somebody that was not afraid to take the ball and run with it. You know, you had to have balls to take us on.
We knew that we'd found a great manager, and we went to Simon with, I think, probably about 6 written songs. We wrote Wannabe quite soon after the showcase with Richard Stannard and Matt Rowe.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta get with my friends.
I think we wrote it maybe in about 15, 20 minutes. Just 5 of us throwing ideas in.
You got it. It's only me.
Yeah, it's only me.
I love it. You got it. You got it.
It was a bit silly, and we, you know, zig zig zag. We had all these silly little sayings like you do when you like there's a group of friends.
We didn't want to sing about what everybody else sings about. There were so many songs out there, and they've all got the same message. We wanted to say something different. You know, I mean, what does everybody think? You know, if you want to be my lover, you've got to get with my friends.
If you want to be my lover.
It was so unique. It was like nothing you'd ever heard before. And we were just like, that is our first single. That is it.
If you want to be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is.
This was 14th of July, 1996. Okay, and this was taken in my sister's back garden. Wannabe had gone to number 3. It was just gone in. And it was on a Sunday afternoon, and we cracked open a bottle of bubbly, and look, so we were doing like, yeah, it went to number 3. We were so excited by it.